So, hello everyone. I am Sharon Brown. I am the founder of Bonafide Provisions, and I am a clinical nutritionist and nutritional therapist. And today I want to talk to you about the importance of the immune system. You know, when you think about the immune system is really just your body responding to infection. And that's really what your immune system is supposed to do. But the immune system cannot work unless it has the right elements to do so. Very similar to an electric car. If you do not charge that battery, that electric car is not going to go anywhere. It's the same thing with your immune system. And like no other time in history, the importance of supporting your immune system is now to fight anything that your immune system comes in contact with. So the first thing that I'd like to talk about is zinc. Zinc is interesting because not many people know about zinc, and zinc is pretty simple. It's a trace element, and many of us think about the immune system. We think about things like vitamin C and vitamin D, but zinc has really never been given the notoriety that it deserves. And I'll tell you what I love most about zinc. Inside your cell, there's a protein. And what the protein does when it comes across zinc is it detects the zinc that's outside of the protein, and it will attract the zinc into the cell. And then what the zinc does is it causes the body to go out of a state of inflammation to be able to fight disease. And so that's one of my very favorite things about zinc. I, as a nutritionist, always encourage people to get their zinc through a food source rather than a supplement. So the things that you're going to be looking for in the grocery store that provide the highest amount of zinc are shellfish, red meat, and seeds. So plenty of those items will make sure that you have plenty of zinc in your body. Speaking about the immune system, there's three other things that I really love to support the immune system. The next thing is kefir. So many of us have heard about yogurt, but if you continue to shop in the grocery store area where they are displaying the yogurt, you're going to find something that looks like yogurt, but it's a little bit more liquid, and it's called kefir. And the thing that I love about kefir is it has up to 30 different strains of probiotics. Now, probiotics are exceptionally important for your immune system. Up to 85% of your immune system resides in your gut, and one of the most important components of the immune system are probiotics. Kefir will deliver about, as I said, 30 different strains of probiotics. The next thing that I love to support the immune system is fermented foods. So think of things like sauerkraut. And the reason that I love sauerkraut and fermented foods for the immune system is, again, it supports a healthy gut. It helps your body make the hydrochloric acid that's needed so that when you do take in things like vitamin D and vitamin C and zinc, you are able to digest those minerals and uptake them, and the body is able to utilize those nutrients. And finally, the last thing that I love for the immune system is bone broth. And a real bone broth is what we're going to be talking about today. So bone broth is really a very kind of an ancient remedy, and it's simply when you take the bones of an animal and you simmer it for long periods of time, up to 18 hours, it pulls all of the nutrients, the collagen, and the amino acids from the bones and dumps it into the broth, kind of what we refer to as liquid gold. Well, the amino acids in the bone broth, specifically L-glutamine, support the immune system. It's the cells that line your gut lining. It's actually their favorite food. So foods that are high in L-glutamine support that immune system, and bone broths do that by creating this really bioavailable source of amino acids. The key, though, is finding the right bone broth or making your own. You want to shop in the frozen section because that's where you're going to find the bone broth that's a true bone broth, just like the one that you make at home.
What is the best kind of bone? Chicken versus beef?
Yes. So either is fine, and it's really a taste preference. So we've run labs on our bone broth. The beef bone broth does have a slightly higher amount of amino acids, but the chicken bone broth is amazing. It's wonderful and can do the job just as fine. You'll find that the chicken bone broth is actually a little bit more gelatinous than a beef bone broth, and that's because a true chicken bone broth uses the feet of the animal, because that's where all of the gelatin comes from and all of that good collagen.
What is your thinking? I have been very fond of zinc myself. There's a product you have no doubt heard of called Zicam, which is sort of like if you feel something coming on, and their principal ingredient is zinc. I have only personal experience, which has been pretty good, but it's hard to know. What are your thoughts on, I know your natural food is better than supplements. What is your thinking on something like Zicam?
When you are looking for a supplement, what you want to do is you really want to look for a supplement that is typically just that product alone. So Zicam has other ingredients that are in it that are possibly not necessary. The best thing to do is go to your natural food store and find a zinc supplement that is just the zinc. The caution is that you don't want to take those supplements for longer than 90 days, because too much zinc can throw off your copper levels and your vitamin C in your body. And so really it's kind of that's why I say the best way to get zinc is from a food source, because the food source will have the amount of copper in it to have this synergistic effect with the zinc. But to your point, it's fine to take, once in a while. If you feel a cold coming on, go ahead and take those supplements. But remember that what we want to try to do is support our immune system all throughout the year, so that whenever it is encountering any type of virus or any type of infection, it can do its job by putting up a fight. It's kind of like an army that's training all throughout the year to be able to go to war. That's what we need to think about with our immune system.
I guess to some extent you're recruiting from the army that whatever creature you're using, be it chicken or a cow or something, you're really recruiting and relying upon the balance that worked okay for that animal, rather than trying to go and simulate a chicken or simulate a cow by a chemical means.
Yeah, if you think about the biological process of our body, this body was created to be nourished and healed and maintained using food. And so when we put food on our tongue, it creates a biological process that our body is equipped to do, and it may not recognize a non-food source as readily as it would a food source. And so that's why we always encourage get your nutrition from food, and if you can't, supplement when you have to. I think my final message is that our body has an ability to heal itself. The body's immune system is a response mechanism to keep ourselves healthy and alive daily. And what we need to start doing is we need to start thinking of our body and our immune system as something that we need to tend to and we need to nourish throughout the year, not just when it's flu season or during unhealthy times. And so we do that by choosing great foods. We shop on the outside aisle of the grocery stores and in the frozen sets. We eliminate packaged foods as much as possible, and we eat the way that we did 100 years ago on a farm. And if you want to learn more, please follow our Instagram, Bonafide Provisions, and you will find hundreds and hundreds of recipes and food sources that kind of teach you how to nourish this amazing thing that we call our body. We can age gracefully and feel well, not just look well, but feel well by the food choices that we make every day.